We got somebody interesting to talk about this morning, and he goes by the handle of Blue, and his moniker is a little cartoon character of some dude playing a banjo. And so we're going to talk about Blue this morning because we can, and because we should, because Blue, as it turns out, is a member of the Honor Network. Now, Honor is spelled funny. It's spelled capital H, capital O, capital N, capital R. Honr. And it's called the Honor Network. And it was created by Lenny Posner. What they do, what the members of this group do, is they run around finding people that are talking about Sandy Hook. And then their mission then is to silence them any way that they can. Destroy their family, get their marriage broken up, get them in trouble with the law. Whatever they got to do to destroy them, that's what they do. And so Blue is a real, actual, bona fide domestic terrorist as defined by the law. And YouTube has been harboring this individual for how many years now, YouTube? Yeah, a long time. Anyways, so good old Blue. Now, Blue has many aliases. All right, he has a lot of fake names. And by fake names, I don't mean on YouTube. Although he does have those too. No, what I mean by aliases is I mean in the real world. Okay, he's got several names in the real world because, hey, he's a real fucking terrorist, you morons. And he's lied numerous times about his location. One time he said he was in Cincinnati. The next time he said he was in Illinois, one of the cities in Illinois. Not Chicago, but maybe it was Chicago, Illinois. I don't know, but he's constantly lying about his location, and he's got numerous real life aliases. So anyway, now good old Blue here. I don't know. There seems to be some kind of connection with him and Todd, which is pretty interesting because both of them have at least been accused of nefarious activities with other gentlemen. Let's put it in a polite way. and it's very interesting that would be. But hey, that's what's out there. Furthermore, apparently Blue is racist as fuck towards Asians, which is kind of interesting because I'm the exact opposite towards Asians, especially Asian women. I prefer Asian women. That's always been my preference. It will not change. I mean, I'll date any woman, but if I have a preference, it will be Asian women. Yes, absolutely. Anyways, so he has a deep-seated hatred for Asians, particularly the Chinese, for some reason, and has stated on numerous occasions with witnesses that he would kill Asians if he got the chance. Okay, so, we're talking about a real terrorist here, folks. We're not talking about something that I dreamed up or somebody else dreamed up. We're talking about an actual real terrorist here, a real domestic terrorist that YouTube has been harboring for years. Hi, YouTube. But anyways, there was a flap about him since he may have homosexual tendencies. There was a flap about him possibly having full-blown AIDS. We do know that he was very anemic. I mean, I could blow on the guy and he would fall down. He's extremely thin. I mean, anemic thin. He's not just a skinny guy. I've seen skinny guys. No. This dude is anemic. Bad. Which means, like I said, one of the things that's being bandied about is that he has full-blown AIDS. Well, I don't know. And that's for a doctor to decide anyway. But just piecing the pieces of puzzle together here is all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I'm just putting the pieces of puzzle together and see what kind of picture forms. But Blue has been a long-time enemy of me. That is not, because I was very outspoken about Sandy Hook. He supposedly he made a comment. I'm checking my notes here. Supposedly he threatened to hang some Chinese people as well. So wow, yeah, that's pretty That's pretty hardcore right there. So, Mr. Blue has apparently got the attention of some people, and so hopefully that'll be a good thing. There was some kind of mention about possible group home or something like that. Would you care to explain that, Blue? I mean, since the block and the ban doesn't work on YouTube, and he is a legitimate danger to society, without question. He threatened to cut me into pieces. He stated that to my face, so to speak. Live on internet. But I mean, yeah, constant death threats. He's made numerous death threats to people, including myself. So yeah, this guy is not. He's not somebody you want to be near. Especially if he's got full-blown AIDS. You definitely don't want to be around him then, because you could get AIDS from him. But anyway, there was talk about a group home or something like that, something to that effect. So I'm not 100% sure on what the deal is on that. But maybe he had to stay in a group home because he was so weak and tired from AIDS that he had to stay in a group home or something. I guess, I don't know. I don't know the full particulars on it. I'm just, I'm like I said, I'm just putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Right? He has some buddies that also participated in the demise of my children and my family. One Tiffany Moser, who also is a member of the Honor Network. And then there's also Doug McGuire, who is a member of the Honor Network. They have been reported to the FBI numerous times, and no, not just by me. Hey, Cash Patel, you got your ears on? Maybe it'd be a good idea to actually start investigating the Honor Network. Find out what they did to my family, what they've done to other people's families. That sounds like an excellent thing to be doing right about now, Cash. Sounds like an excellent thing to be doing. So yeah, let's get on that. Let's go after THN and the Honor Network, like you were told to do many moons ago, and get this shit took care of, huh? Because destroying people's lives seems to be a lot of fun to these people, and I want to ruin their fun. Now, let me check my notes here. Someone is a registered offender, it says. What is that? Is that for Blue, or is that for Todd, or who's that for? Or maybe a registered offender or something? I don't know. I got registered offender down there, but damn, I can't figure it out what that's for. Maybe it's for Blue. I don't know. In any event, yeah, Blue has problems, big ones. Namely, all the death threats that he's made down through the years to various people. So yeah, he's a real piece of work. So if you see somebody with a blue banjo, with a cartoon of a guy playing a banjo, I want to avoid that person. I want to stay the hell away from him, because he's bad news. He is totally bad news. And I have a funny feeling that now that Cash Patel's in charge of the FBI, there's going to be some changes made. Call it a hunch. Because Cash Patel's already said he's going to crack down on a lot of this internet terrorism, cyber security, they call it. Yeah. He's going to crack down on some of this shit that's going on. And that sounds like music to my ears. Long overdue, but hey, better late than never. But anyway, good old Blue, personal hater of mine, because I spoke out about Sandy Hook. Tiffany Moser personally contacted the Frosts and had them to come over there and trash my apartment and take pictures. And then she took those pictures, collated it into a video to make it appear like I was living like some kind of damn slumlord or something. So Tiffany Moser of the Honor Network and Aaron Gray of the Honor Network were both personally involved in the destruction of my family. Not maybe, not kinda, they were. And so as such, I think it's pretty obvious that, I have a case. Durr. By the way, Cash, I hope you are listening, and I hope you're taking notes, because this needs to be a thing, Stopping the Honor Network and stopping THN needs to be a thing, Cash. And you promised reform, and you promised that you would get to the bottom of some of this cyber stalking that goes on the internet. Well, good for you. I hope you mean it, because it needs to be done. This shit needs to be stopped, right? I've lost my family. I've lost my finances. I've lost my property. I even lost my dogs. So maybe it's time to get more serious about this cyber stalking and shit on the internet and get it took care of, right? Yeah, I think so. I think it's long overdue. But anyway, good old he's got his past catching up to him at breakneck speed, almost as fast as Swan. Yeah, what about that? And yeah, telling people that you're going to hang Chinese people, Chinese Americans. Damn, Blue, that's harsh. That's hardcore, buddy. Yeah, your past is going to find you out, Blue. Don't worry, it will. It'll find you out. And it's kind of ironic you say you hate Chinese, because Candace is Chinese. Well, Taiwanese, Chinese, same difference. Anywho, and so it's ironic that Blue would be vehemently against Asians, because Candace is an Asian. And whoever has control of Candace's phone, they read all my messages on WhatsApp, and then they blocked me. And Blue, you, I think, need to own up for your crimes as well. And that's what I think. Call me crazy. There's a whole lot of shit going on. Luckily, though, it don't have nothing to do with me. Not directly. Not no more. What's been done to me has been done. Of course, my children are the real losers, because they lost their daddy, their mommy, both sets of grandparents. They lost their childhood because CBS stole it. They lost their inheritance. They lost everything. My kids are the real losers. All because of a bunch of dickwads on the fucking YouTube. Wowee. Horrible. Well, there's going to be a payday someday, guys. I'm telling you. It's going to be a payday someday. You guys are not going to escape this shit. I guarantee it. Hopefully, I know I will be, because you will see the destruction of your enemies. So I'll get to see the destruction of you guys. I'll get to see it. It'll be glorious. It might even be televised. You are the father. I ought to call Maury Povich's show just for shits and giggles. You know what? I really should. I should have called that fucking show. Say, hey, I just happen to know somebody that just got knocked up. I ought to call their ass just for shits and giggles. But I'm not. I'm not, because I'm not a fucking YouTube troll. Wow. Who knew? I'm not a YouTube troll. I'm not an asshole. I'm a nice guy. Maybe too nice.